Okay, well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. My name is Deanna Goodwin. I'm the educational specialist at Spark, and you all are joining us for a Q&A over our Omaha Developer Academy. Just to give you a little information about Spark before we get started, Spark is a nonprofit organization. We specialize in holistic community development. So, our mission at Spark is to help profoundly transform disinvested neighborhoods into prosperous and thriving communities. And one of the ways that we are really able to do that is through our educational programming. So we offer monthly deep dives and quarterly build sessions. These are all on a singular real estate development topic. And we also offer our flagship program, which is Developer Academy, which we are here to talk about today. So today we're going to do a Q&A about Developer Academy. You're going to get to learn about what it is, when it takes place, how you can apply, if it's a good fit for you. And then at the end, we'll have some time that will answer any questions that any of you may have. And we also have some Developer Academy graduates on the call with us today who are going to share a little bit about their experience as well. So, Developer Academy, what is it? Developer Academy, it's an intensive training and networking opportunity for emerging developers who identify as BIPOC, women, and gender expansive individuals. Developer Academy, it is twofold. There's an academic component to it, and there's also a networking component. So, participants, they learn the real estate development process from beginning to end. That is kind of like a traditional classroom lecture. And then that second piece is there's also a networking component. So we bring in panelists and people that you're able to network with when you move on to do your project. So when you leave Developer Academy, we want you to have an increase in two things, an increase in real estate development knowledge and an increase in your network. So participants are selected through a competitive application process and upon graduation become lifelong members of the DA Graduates Group. We normally select 20 individuals per cohort, and we're going to kind of talk about how that application process takes place. But you must apply, and applications are open today on our website, and I'll get into that a little bit more as well. So, our Omaha Developer Academy, it takes place September 21st through September 25th. You are expected to be in class every day from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then we have our capstone presentation on October 9th from 1 to 4. The Developer Academy, it takes place at the NAM Training Room, which is located in the Mastercraft building downtown. Who is it for? It's for emerging developers in the Omaha Metro. Once again, you must be selected. You must apply for admission by August 8th, and we will notify everyone by August 22nd. We don't want money to be a barrier, so we do provide a limited amount of scholarships, but the class is $500 to attend. So what's covered in the class? Like I said, our first part of class, it is a traditional lecture style. We bring in local instructors, so individuals in the real estate development realm. Those are the people who actually teach the course. So some of the things that are covered is goals of housing development, the development process, design and budgeting, financing, development cost, cash flow analysis, preparing the profit and loss, construction management, qualifying buyers, mortgage programs, small business support, and home buyer assistance as well. The second part to that is we do bring in panelists. So we bring in engineers, architects, general contractors, lenders, anyone that you can think of that you might need to network with to make a development project work. So some of our panelists, BIPOC developers, Omaha Market and Landscape, underwriting and lending, construction management, and financing sources. We also do a lot of interactive components of class too. So we do go on field trips on that Monday. So we actually go explore local development sites so you can get a feel for other developments, and then you'll also get to meet the developers of those sites as well. We participate and we do case studies. And then you also do a capstone presentation. So we don't have a traditional test, but we do have a capstone presentation at the end. So what we will do, we will put you in groups with other participants in the class, and you all will come up with a development project that you will pitch to a panel of real estate development experts, and they'll give you feedback about your project. So ideal candidates, who should apply? When selecting Developer Academy participants, we will focus on experience, track record, and readiness. We're looking for individuals who do have an entrepreneurial mindset and for those who have some understanding of real estate development. So we want individuals who are not experts, but you may have some initial experience acting as a real estate developer in some way. So I want to talk a little bit about the application. So like I said, the applications are online now. When you fill out the application, you are being scored on three areas. So you're being scored on experience. So how long have you been doing this? You're being explored on track record. So what project have you worked on? How have they turned out? And you're being scored on readiness. So do you have any land? Do you have cash? Do you have both? So, experience and track record, when we talk about track record, even if the project was not successful, but have you attempted any sort of real estate development project? Experience, do you have any experience developing a budget, working with a development team? And readiness, do you have any capital? Do you have any cash on hand or a means of being able to develop? Someone who is ready to develop in like a year would score higher than someone who maybe would not be ready to develop for like 10 years down the road. And another component of the application is community. What is your connection to the community? We do give priority points to those individuals who meet our priority population and those who are from the community as well. What happens is once you fill out your application, you are giving yourself a self-rated score. Your application is then given a numeric score based off of our rubric. Then your scored application and your resume go to our advisory group. Our advisory group are the individuals who select the 20 individuals for the cohort based off of both your application and your resume. When you fill out the application at the end, it does say that you need a resume. There's no way to attach it, so you need to email that to me, and that is in the directions on the application as well. So applications are open today. They're going to be open through August 8th. You can apply on our website at sparkcdi.org/developer academy. And while you're going through that application process, if you have any questions at all, myself or our senior director Angela Smith, we're both great people to reach out to, and I can help you navigate anything or answer any questions. But I think I've done enough talking. We have some graduates on the call with us today who are going to share a little bit about their experience. So I'm going to see who I have on the call. Okay, Jay, it looks like you're here. So we're going to start off with you. If you want to unmute yourself and turn your camera on.
But I'm Jay Donaldson. I'm a Spark Developer Academy 2025. I guess we're already in 2026. So I graduated from the fall cohort. And let me see, I've got the questions pulled up. And the Developer Academy, it benefited me in many ways. I was one who had already had land under contract with the land bank. And so going into the Developer Academy, I kind of was already in the process of beginning to develop, but I still had a lot of questions. So while being in there, they brought in, as Deanna was speaking to, they brought in a lot of different people who had developed, or a bunch of different people from the city. And they also spoke to us about the Spark funding piece as well. So I was able to talk through that. And there was also a lot of people that was in my cohort who had either developed or was kind of at the same spot as me. So we were able to kind of network and talk through a lot of different questions I may have had at that time. Um, and I was able to build a lot of connections as well. Like when they brought the panelists in and the different vendors. Like they brought people from the city, they brought different contractors, they brought people from Omaha 100, of really a lot of different organizations in Omaha. And so with that, like I wasn't one to just sit and just kind of listen. I was one that sat, engaged, asked questions. As Angela could probably say, I was probably had my hand up every single time. Um, there was like panelists in there because I was really interested in learning more about what they do and how I might be able to partner with them in the future. And I always made sure at the end of class to go up and grab a card and set up a follow-up meeting with those people after. I think Andy's on the call. I had met with her after. Like I met with literally almost every panelist that came in there after, just to build those connections and see where I might be able to align with them. And even if I couldn't align at that present moment, just knowing in the future what they may be able to offer and what I may be able to offer with them. So the connections piece was really huge for me. And some advice I would give someone who was kind of thinking about going through the Developer Academy or got accepted to the Developer Academy is just to make sure you take advantage of the opportunity in front of you. You don't want to be one who just goes to the room and checks a box every day and kind of just sit there and not really engage because you're missing out on a lot of good information. Like I've been in high level masterminds that I've paid like $50,000 to be in. And that $500 investment with the Developer Academy was I got more information sitting in that classroom for that week than I did at those type of masterminds. So definitely make sure you engage, talk to your people within your cohort. Like I think I have everyone's number from my cohort. Philip, who's also on the call, like we've talked via Instagram, via text, like literally make those connections. It's like almost like treat it like a networking event that it is, and just don't let it pass you by because there was people in my class who may never take action, and I'm one who wants to take action. And I think part of taking action is making those connections and just being present in the moment and taking advantage of the opportunity in front of you, as I said previously. And some of my biggest takeaways from the program is I think Angela, Angela or Deanna, they had said kind of, I can't remember what the exact percentage is of the developer academies that develop, but that was something that I kind of took away was that just because you go through the developer academy, it doesn't guarantee that you're going to develop, but it does give you the opportunity to do it. And you kind of, they put the ball in your park, is what I would say. And so just make sure you take the ball and you shoot the ball and not be one who kind of stays on the sideline because of fear or anything like that. Just kind of get in the game. And something that I'm working on now, as some of you guys may or may not know, I've just finished a project using Spark's funding and that one finished in June and now I'm working on two more using Spark for funding, and those are probably going to break ground here probably towards the end of the summer and should be for sale probably in the springtime. So working on those two, and I got a couple more in my pipeline that I'm starting to take a look at, just trying to further develop and make an impact on Omaha.
Wonderful, Jay. Jay is one of our Developer Academy finest, so we appreciate you being
Thank you.
here.
Thanks for having
Oh,
me.
of course. Next up, Philip, looks like we have you on the call. If you would like to unmute yourself and turn your camera on, there we go. We can see you.
Right. Hello, everybody, and thanks, Jana, for having me on this. Yeah, like Jay said, some of the biggest benefits that came to me was it gave me knowledge to learn and understand like how the programming and some of the tools are used in development. Like some examples, I didn't know anything about Doges before I came in to Spark. And for anyone looking to develop, Doges is huge as far as like looking at the land and different things for it. It's a huge tool to use. I didn't know about the pre-app meetings until I got to the Developer Academy, and pre-app meetings are some things that you're going to want to go ahead and get in before your project so you can find out everything that you need to do before you get actually too far along. Uh, like site selection was another thing going along with Doges, but I think one of the biggest things that it benefited me from was the connections that I made. Like Jay said, it's huge, and not only like I remember one of the questions you asked one time was like, what's one thing that you'll take away from Spark? And I always said, if I don't build one thing out of this whole thing, it's the connections and the people that I met in there that have turned into other businesses and other things in life. So it's really As Jay said, like a huge networking event that teaches you how to build in real estate, and but also you kind of gain some friends and people for life. I guess is one thing that Spark has taught me. Uh, and when it comes to the connections and expanding the network, it introduced me to, like he said, like panelists. Like if you guys meet Joe Zadina, the guy's great. He'll literally help you out with anything you need. He's a civil engineer. City officials from Bridget Hadley, it has been great for those who are looking into TIF projects. She's going to be the one person you want to get on your side. Uh, it also gave me the confidence just to reach out to experts and like ask the questions. Sometimes people get timid and don't say anything, but really these people are here to help. They don't want to see you fail. It's a good thing to have them on your team, and being part of the Spark actually uh, makes it easier. And one thing that I can tell you with that is it taught me like building a proper team is always more valuable than trying to do the project by yourself. Teamwork makes the dream work, as they say. And when people hear that you're part of the Spark program, it actually opens up doors, and I think people's ears open a little bit more because they know you're serious about what you're doing. The and advice to give to you guys that are thinking about applying is take it serious, listen, be open-minded to the people who are teaching, and in all honesty, get ready to drink from a fire hose, right? There is a bunch of knowledge coming your way, but I swear it's all worth it at the end. You'll be you'd be prepared to be part of a select few who actually are going to make a difference in creating something positive for our city. That's most developers are profit driven, which is okay. We all got to eat, but this course taught me that like profit isn't always the top priority. Seeing development in areas that are mainly underserved is a huge motivating factor for myself. And Spark taught me that it's sometimes it's not always about what you built, but how you build it, and with what purpose you're doing that. Some of the biggest takeaways for me from the program was development is a very slow process. Nothing happens overnight. So don't get in there and think you're going to take this course and in 3 weeks you're out building a house unless you already got all your permits and things ready lined up. That is not how it works. Follow up is key, and development is not for the weak and those looking to get rich quick. If you take this course seriously and be actively involved, the people at Spark will support you in your projects, whether it's a one-off single family or like a full-scale multifamily development project. They'll have your back for it. I guess some of the things that I'm working on now, I'm actually working on it's a business acquisition to purchase some industrial land and convert it into commercial contractor bays, and the expansion of another service-based business that will include new office space and land layout. So when I talk about Doges, that helped me find out some things about the land and how it can lay out. I've also just had my first pre-app meeting for a development last week of about 4 acres of land to convert into mixed condos aimed at 55 and older living, with the possibility of like some independent living space there for people with memory care issues. And then I'm also working on a 200-acre development in North Platte aimed at low-income living for workers at the new sustainable beef plant. It's been about a year now since I've been working on it, even kind of before we had the cohort of last year. I'm actually part of 2025's developer course with Jay last year, so we're the latest ones that have. But yeah, that's about what I have. I can't say enough good things about the program and actually the people involved. Deanna, Angela, Bowie, everybody there. Ryan is great. It's a whole good team of people there. So if you guys want to apply and become part of that, you're not going to regret it.
Thank you, Philip. Another one of DA's finest. We appreciate you being here. I wanted to open it up to see if anyone had any questions while we still have Jay and Philip on the call. You can just unmute yourself or use that hand raise tool if anybody has any questions, or you can type it in the chat box. Okay, well, applications are open on our website. I see Tila. Go right ahead, and you can unmute yourself.
Hey everyone. Great to see everyone and Jay. Philip, I haven't met you yet, but really interested in, like you mentioned, the senior population and like the memory care. And I know, like you said, a lot of it isn't about kind of like, the profit, but more about the social and civic infrastructure, the engagement, the community. And so that really speaks to me about being able to focus on having something for like memory care, assisted living type of thing, which is what I want to do. But I wanted to ask you when it comes to funding, because I know there's not a lot of subsidized, I guess, housing for that population. What does it look like for you when it comes to like funding that type of project? And what is it that you're going to be maybe utilizing when it comes to funding?
So for me, this piece of land, I've actually spoken to Brian Doyle at Spark about this. He's familiar with what land I'm actually talking about. And then also Omaha 100 Company is another great financial. They're another CDFI locally that you can reach out to. I have nothing but great things to say about them. And since Trayvon Brooks took it over, Melinda was great in the company, but they've been leaps and bounds and doing things wonderful for the community. And they're starting to get into real estate more now. Also, just conventional banks. It is. Brandon with Premier Bank has been extraordinarily with helping out people in this space, and it's really about uh, connections. So you just really want to kind of, and it's Brandon Mitchell is his name. Sorry, I didn't mean to. So if you're looking for a good banker to talk to, he's a great one. I also learned that not all banks do real estate. That's another thing that Spark
Mhm.
taught me was coming in and you think, oh, I've been with this bank for years, like the bank I have my business construction accounts at, they don't really do anything with real estate. So it's a very different place to go off and build. Another bank you can look at that is willing to help out too is they're called Hershey State Bank. They are actually from the small town of Hershey, but have came here and they've opened up an office out in Elkhorn. But they are looking to do more things in the community as well. But yeah, that's kind of when it comes to it. Like I said, it's not all about profitability, but also like helping the community. And that's one thing that I like about Spark and their holistic approach. It really kind of resonated with me. And I had parents who had memory issues, and a good friend of mine's parents are going through the same thing. My sister's been involved with it heavily and has been into some seminars in different places across the state. And it's kind of a new concept to me. It didn't always start off that that's what I wanted to do, but I think that's kind of how where I want to push it, or at least somehow inquire it to part of this build, and we'll see what happens, and we'll go from there.
Wonderful. Thank you. Are you
No
looking
problem at all.
to, I know I'm kind of getting in your business. Are you looking
No, you're
to,
good.
as far as your exit strategy with that, is that something you're looking to kind of hold and create, that memory care? Is it something that you're like, hey, I'm gonna, sell this and what does that look like?
I would actually hold this. Something like that would
Okay.
be something I like a long-term hold. It'd be like a build to rent community to start. Maybe have some of them for sale. Some like single family condos that kind of cater to the 55 and older crowd, but then in there have a place where we can do something with memory assistance for someone who might not need full-time care every day, but definitely have somebody able to check in, maybe have some sort of central hub home in there. It's still in the very early
Okay.
stages, like I talked about, but one thing too with development, if you think about it with this, it can create generational wealth as well, and not just the quick buck, but this is something that you could keep long term. Uh, as an entrepreneur myself, I have several businesses, and it's just like adding one more thing to my resume. But with each business I have, I try to make sure that they have a purpose with the community. And this one, I hope to see to the end and keep it. And actually, it's in a neighborhood that I actually used to live in and grew up, so that kind of makes it a little bit more special to me. Um, but yeah, that's kind of my game plan.
I love that. Thank you. Are you
No
all open
problem.
to sharing your contact information
One
by
hundred
chance?
percent. Yeah. Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
cool.
I
I can
can
drop it
send
in the
that
chat
out
for
with the
everyone.
recording if that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. You can
Thank
do that.
you.
Perfect. Okay,
Thank you.
thanks for that question, Tila. Mashara, I see that you have your hand up. You can unmute yourself and go ahead.
Hello, everyone. So I guess my question too was going to be about funding, but it kind of answered some of the questions that I had about funding. So at the end of the process, I guess you said everybody presents their project per se. So
Yep.
I guess my question too was to the gentleman, the projects that they presented, is it any of the projects that they've already built out, or do any of the projects that they present actually come to fruition and build? Like, are there any projects around town that we see that are a result of the Spark program?
Yeah, so we're going to have a Developer Academy graduate here today, Marta Sonia, where their project actually did come to fruition, but it kind of goes both ways. We have individuals who might just use a concept that they come up with, and then we have individuals who might base their project around land that they actually have and a development that they are actually looking to do. So that's a great question. We have both. And when we go on those field trips, we will try to go to actual development sites of Developer Academy graduates as well. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does. Thank you so
Okay,
much. Yep, I was just
you're
wondering.
welcome. Okay, I think I see one more hand up. Kiana,
Hello, good afternoon. My
good
question
afternoon.
is for Jay and Philip. So with the resume, was there like a certain way that you tweaked your resume for the application? Was it like real estate wise or just like if you were like applying for a job, just your normal resume?
I think for
Uh,
mine, you want to go, or you want me to go,
no,
Phil?
no, Jay, go ahead, buddy. That's all you.
Yeah, I think for mine, I had just submitted like a traditional resume, but I had put my track history and real estate on there, so I can kind of give them an idea of my experience in real estate. So I had put like the number of projects I had completed, and then I think that was pretty much the gist of it, and kind of my background with real estate.
Yeah, for myself, I hadn't done any new home construction. I've been involved in new home construction for my company. But as far as development myself, I had done a lot of like fix and flips. So in my resume, I basically just put like a normal job resume, but then I had put in like projects that I had completed, what I had done to the house, where it was located and things like that.
That's a great question, Kiana. And
Thank
just to
you.
kind of piggyback off of them, I would definitely include any of your real estate development experience that you have in your resume, because when those go to our advisory group, that's what they're going to be looking for.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're so
No problem.
welcome. Okay, well, it is 12:30. Thank you all so much for joining us this afternoon. Like I said, while you fill out the applications, if you have any questions, please reach out. And Jay, Philip, thank you guys so much for joining us. See you all soon, and we hope to connect with you soon. Have a great day, everybody.
Have a good day.
Peace, everybody.